Hey, Sanctuary family, Jeff here, bringing you this week's Midweek Devotional for Lent. As we've been walking through the season of Lent, we've been working through this devotional, Songs of the Spirit, and hopefully you've had some time to engage that. You've been working through that since the beginning of Lent. And if not, this is a great opportunity to jump in right where we're at. Don't feel like you need to catch up, but just jump in right where we're at and start engaging this. This devotional has been helping us walk through the Psalms, various Psalms. And one of the big things that hopefully you've been noticing is that the Psalms embody the full range of emotions for us, which tells us something about emotion, right? That we don't want to be driven by emotion, but at the same time, we don't need to be scared of our emotions. We don't need to deny our emotions, the feelings that we have. We can express those things to God, and that's okay. In fact, God wants to hear that from us. Our anger, our frustration, our hurt, our lament, our joy, our satisfaction, our thanksgiving. He wants all of that. He wants us to come in sincerity. And that's kind of the focus of today's devotional. So what I want to do is I want to read the psalm for today out of the NIV so you can get another translation, kind of get a sense for kind of maybe a fuller understanding of this from a couple different translations, which is a good habit or practice. So I want to read Psalm 50 for today and then just a couple thoughts and connecting thoughts. So Psalm 50, the mighty one, God, the Lord, speaks and summons the earth from the rising of the sun to where it sets. From Zion, perfect in beauty, God shines forth. Our God comes and will not be silent. A fire devours before him, and around him a tempest rages. He summons the heavens above and the earth that he may judge his people. Gather to me this consecrated people who made a covenant with me by sacrifice, and the heavens proclaim his righteousness, for he is a God of justice. Listen, my people, and I will speak. I will testify against you, Israel. I am God, your God. I bring no charges against you concerning your sacrifices or concerning your burnt offering, which is ever before me. I have no need of a bull from your stall or of goats from your pens. For every animal of the forest is mine, and the cattle on 1,000 hills. I know every bird in the mountains, and the insects in the fields are mine. If I were hungry, I would not tell you, for the world is mine, and all that is in it. Do I eat the flesh of bulls, or drink the blood of goats? Sacrifice thank offerings to God. Fulfill your vows to the Most High, and call on me in the day of trouble. I will deliver you, and you will honor me. But to the wicked person, God says, what right have you to recite my laws or take my covenant on your lips? You hate my instruction and cast my words behind you. When you see a thief, you join with him. You throw in your lot with adulterers. You use your mouth for evil and harness your tongue to deceit. You sit and testify against your brother and slander your own mother's son. When you did these things and I kept silent, you thought I was exactly like you. But I now arraign you and set my accusations before you. Consider this, you who forget God, or I will tear you to pieces with no one to rescue you. Those who sacrifice thank offerings honor me, and to the blameless I will show my salvation. This is a really interesting and kind of stunning psalm in many ways. I like the question at the end of our devotional for today. Are we comfortable with the idea of God as judge? And probably most of us would say, maybe not. We don't like the idea of being judged. And we don't like the feeling of being judged either. But we understand that God is judge, not as we are judged. God is judge out of his perfect holiness, out of his perfect goodness, righteousness, that he is the Most High. So he judges in a way that is good and perfect. But notice in this psalm, what is the issue? The issue really is sincerity, right? That you got two kinds of people. You got one who comes and kind of goes through the motions of their faith, right? They bring offerings. They offer up the right sacrifices, but at the end of the day, they're not coming with the right intention or the right heart. And so God warns them and encourages them to come to them to fulfill their vows, to remain faithful, not just in action, but in heart and mind and body, in our whole being. And then also the other person is the one who doesn't care for the things of God. They may say that they do, but their actions speak otherwise. They act unjustly. They act unethically toward others. They treat others in ways that are contrary to the things of God. And so God offers a warning there. Consider that you change your ways. So be sincere. Fulfill your vow to your faith in me. You say that you know me. You say that you love me. Show it. Live that out every day. And I think that's the word today. That's the encouragement. The word is be sincere in our faith. As we walk along, it's easy to just go through the motions, right? It's easy to say the right things, but to not really draw near to God and not really offer up sincere thanksgiving or praise to God, even in hard times. And there's grace for that if we acknowledge that. But I think the challenge is for us to not just walk faithfully, but walk sincerely with God. So I hope that's, an encouragement and a challenge to you to keep pressing on in your faith, to keep leaning in toward God, and to offer yourselves fully and wholly to God in praise and thanksgiving.